Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our chapter Determiners. Now, this is part 5. Well, in our earlier sessions, we have started determiners and we started discussing about articles. Now, determiners are the words which tells us the quality of a noun, or you can say any word which can qualify a noun anyhow, or which can tell us about the adjectives, or which can be adjectives, articles and other words which can qualify a noun, which tells us about the demonstrative, the indication of a noun, the type of a noun, which can be possessive, demonstrative, etc. So we have read that determiners are of several types, that they can be articles, they can be adjectives, and they can be another parts. But in this session, we are going to discuss determiners as articles. So here we are going to discuss a category of article, that is definite article. As I have told you, now let me take this pen. Okay, this red pen. Now, in this session, we will discuss. Now, as I told you that there are two types of article. One is definite article. I have already told you in our earlier sessions about definite article, and another we have indefinite article. So, in this session, we are going to discuss definite article. Indefinite article means the. Now, where this the is used, that we have already discussed in the chapter of article as well. But you will be glad to know that in this session, I will elaborate this word the, or this definite article the, in detail. It means you have to just read this part very carefully. Now, in this session, I will discuss with you each and every use of this definite article the. Use of definite article in the sentences. Now we are also going to discuss the in sentences, how to use the in several sentences, or where it is important to use the in sentences. So let's begin the session. Now, first of all, as we have already started the or definite article the in our earlier session, I have in our earlier session as well, I have told you that the can be used in several places. I have already told you, I have already make you mark all those words. But in this session, we are just going to continue with it. We have actually started discussing about the in our earlier session, so we are going to continue with it. So we are going to read post or designation. If we have any post or designation, before that we have to use the. For example, I can say that he is the SP of this city. He's the SP of this city. So we can say this. He is the DM of this city. So we can use the before their designation. Specific roles, when we talk about specific roles, when referring to a specific unique role or position, the is commonly used before it. The president of the United States made a statement. It means we are just talking about president, which president of the United States only. So we are making this president fixed, specific. It means we are talking not about any president. In fact, we are talking about a particular president, only the president of the United States. So therefore, we are using the before the word president. The CEO of the company will attend the meeting. So it means we are talking about CEO of a particular company only. Now, if I say he is an SP, that is fine. Okay, he is an SP. So it means his designation is SP. But if I say the SP of this city is Ravi, it means I'm specifically talking about the SP of this city only. So we can use the before it, or before that name of the designation. Use the when referring to a particular post or designation that has been previously mentioned or is already known in the context. Now we can also use the before the name of the designation which has been previously mentioned. How? If I say John is a lawyer, so he's a lawyer, we are simply saying the lawyer is known for his expertise in corporate law. So John is a lawyer is one sentence, and another part of the sentence is the lawyer is known for his expertise in corporate law. So we are talking about this particular designation over here. Now let us move to the next one. If we use some phrases, so suppose we have some phrases like or expressions like post of, job of, elected, appointed, etc. Now this one is very very important, and many times we all do some common mistakes while using these words in our sentences. Whenever we have to use any of these expressions in our sentences, suppose I have to use the word post of or the job of, elected, appointed, etc., we do not use any article. We should not use any article. For example, um, he was elected the chairman. Now this sentence is incorrect. We should use he was elected chairman. One more thing is there. We cannot use not only the but not any article, but also any article. Or we should not also use the word as in these sentences. For example, if I say Ravi was appointed as a chairman, is this sentence correct? Do you all feel that this sentence is correct? No, the sentence is not correct. We cannot use as well as a in the sentence. In fact, the correct sentence will be Ravi was appointed chairman, because he was not appointed like a chairman. He was appointed a chairman only. Chairman is the object. We are not saying that he is appointed a person like the chairman. He is appointed and his position is chairman. He is not appointed according or like anyone else. So we cannot use any article as well as the word as in these with these words. This is very very important, and many times, in fact almost every time, we made such mistakes which we have to rectify, that we cannot use any article with these words. So he was elected chairman, not elected as the chairman. Ravi was appointed chairman, not as a chairman. Now let us move to the next one. With unique things, whenever there are things which are unique in itself, or which are unique in themselves, we cannot use we should use the before them. For example, if we have the moon, the sun, the equator, the world, the universe, these are unique things. Heavenly bodies, celestial bodies, so all these are unique things which are only one in number or several in numbers. So we cannot use that particular word for the entire or for many things. That is not common. That is unique. So with any unique thing, we always use the before it. The use of definite article the with the unique things depends on the context. Generally, the is used with unique things when you want to specify a particular instance of that unique thing or refer to it in a specific way. Here are some examples to illustrate the point. For example, the sun rises in the east. It means we are talking about sun, and it rises in the east. So we are using the before the sun. The moon is visible tonight. So it is specific only about moon. So the moon is visible tonight. Now let us move to the next one. The Jupiter is the largest planet of the solar system. So we are talking about Jupiter, which is the name of a planet. Also, before the names of the planets, we use the. In fact, we can use the before any name of the planet. For example, the Earth, the Mars, the Jupiter, the Saturn, the Uranus, the Neptune, uh, all the planets. The equator lies on 0 degree latitude. We know well that equator lies at 0 degree latitude, so we use the before it. Now let us move to the next one. With the names of the monuments, we always use the. For example, the Eiffel Tower is in Paris. The Statue of Liberty is a symbol of freedom. The Taj Mahal is in India. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. So these all are the monuments, and we know many monuments in this world. So we always use the before the names of the monuments. Now, multiple monuments, if we are talking about multiple monuments, we should not use the. For example, when referring to several monuments of the same kind, the may not be used. Medieval castles are spread across Europe. So, medieval castles, though individually they are monuments, but medieval castles, all those are monuments, and they're spread across Europe. So, we are talking about all in one time. So, we cannot use the before them. Now let us move to the next one. Means of transportation. Now, in English, the use of definite article the with means of transportation such as cars, buses, trains, planes, bicycles, and so on can vary depending on the context. Here are some general guidelines. Use the when specifying a particular mode of transportation. For example, I took the bus to work today. It means I took the bus only today, or if it is showing a particular route only, so we can use the before it. But if I say she traveled to Europe by plane, now there is one more important thing. Whenever we have a preposition by, and after that we have a means of transportation, there is another rule which is very, very important. Well, it is not an exception. In fact, this is another rule. So if we are using transportation, any means of transportation, what do? We do not use any other or any other word or any article in between. Now we cannot say by a plane. In fact, we should use by plane, by car, by bus. We cannot use by a car. That is incorrect. If I say by a bus, that is incorrect. We cannot use a after by. We should directly use the name of the vehicle. Now let us move to the next one. Use the when referring to a specific vehicle or instance of transportation. The car parked in front of the house. Now we I'm talking about only that particular car which is parked in front of my house. I'm not talking about anyone else. So is mine. So I'm talking about this car only. This is a specific car. Therefore, I'm using the before it. We missed the train that was scheduled for 2:30 p.m. It means I'm talking only about that particular train which was scheduled at 2:30 p.m. Now let us move to the next one. Do not use the when referring to transportation in general or non-specific way. When we use by before means of transportation, as I've already told you, that if we use by a preposition before the means of the transportation, we do not use any article in between. For example, I like to travel by car, so we are using by car, not by a car. So the sentence is absolutely correct. Bicycles are a great means of transportation in this city. Now I'm talking about bicycles generally. It is just the definition of bicycles, or it is just telling me the function of these bicycles. So we are talking about bicycles in general sense. We are not making them particular, we are not specifying them. Therefore, we have not used any article before the word bicycles over here. Now let us move to the next one. Use a or an when talking about one instance of a mode of transportation without specifying a particular one. I need to buy a new car. So, I'm talking about any car that I want to buy a car. That is general sense. We can use a before it. She rode a bicycle to the park. So, a bicycle. It means I'm not talking about specifying it. I'm not specifying it. I'm talking about any bicycle, but I'm talking about a particular bicycle that is only one in number, which is countable. So she rode a bicycle to the park. It means I'm talking about this bicycle. Now, let us move to the next one. We use the before an ordinal number. We have two types of number. One is cardinal and another is ordinal. Now, ordinal numbers are first, second, third, and so on. So, these are ordinal numbers. And we have cardinal numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, and so on. So cardinal numbers are 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now we can also write first as this, first, second, but this is very, very important. We cannot write first as this. This is incorrect. We cannot write second as this. This is incorrect manner of writing first and second, because these are Roman numbers. We cannot use ND and RD above these numbers. We can write first and second like this, not this one. This is grammatically incorrect, logically as well. Though many times, in fact, uh, most of the times in our life, we have used this in our schools when we used to write our names on the name slip, but that is incorrect. He is the first person to arrive at the party. She won the third prize in the competition. So the third prize, the first person, and so on. Now let us move to the next one. I will take the fifth slice of the pizza. The fourth chapter of the book is my favorite. Now, fourth is ordinal number before which we have used the. Now, let us move to the next one. Before the names of the titles. For example, Akbar the Great, the Mahatma Gandhi, the Iron Man of India. So these are the titles, and before the titles, we use the always. Now let us move to the next one. Sea. Now, whenever we have some geographical terms, for example, we have sea, whenever we have rivers, whenever we have gulfs, whenever we have oceans, the name of the oceans, whenever we have plateau, or whenever we have many geographical features are there. Well, some of them I have already discussed about you, like mountain and mountain ranges. Now if we have another geographical features, we should use the before them, before the names of these words. Also before the inventions, if we talk about inventions, for example, the telescope was invented by, the aeroplane was the airplane was invented by the Wright brothers. So sorry, by Wright brothers. So whenever we talk about such things, we use the before them. For example, the Mediterranean Sea, the Red Sea, the North Sea, the Dead Sea, the Caspian Sea. Moreover, we have oceans. So we have four oceans in the world. So we always use the before the names of the oceans. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on Earth. Now, in this sentence, you can see oceans cover about 71% of the Earth's surface. Now, we are not talking about a particular ocean. In fact, we are defining oceans over here in general sense. So here we need not write the before these oceans. But if we have the Pacific Ocean, that means we are talking about particularly only the Pacific Ocean. So we are using the before the word Pacific Ocean. They sailed across the Atlantic Ocean to reach Europe. So the Atlantic Ocean, it means we are particularly talking about Atlantic Ocean. So we are using the before it. We explored the coral reefs in the Indian Ocean. So we are particularly talking about Indian Ocean. So we are using the before it. Now let us move to the next one. Whenever we have bay, for example, the Bay of Bengal, the Bay of Hudson, we can use the before it. They sailed across the Chesapeake Bay or Chesapeake Bay. The San Francisco Bay is famous for its scenic beauty. We visited the Bay of Fundy in Canada. Bays are often sheltered areas along coastlines. So here we are talking about bays generally, which are defining these bays. So we cannot use the before it. They anchored their boat in the northern part of the bay. So here we are using the bay. Now let us move to the next one. Whenever we talk about gulfs, for example, the Gulf of Kutch, so we are using the before it. They sailed through the Persian Gulf, so we are using the before the name of this gulf. The Gulf of Mexico is known for its warm waters. Gulfs are large bodies of water bordered by land. So this is definition of gulfs. Therefore, we are not using the before it. The boat entered a peaceful gulf. Now, in this part, we can see that gulf is a noun, peaceful is adjective, and before which we have to use indefinite article. Now this is the structure of using an indefinite article that we are going to discuss in our next part of determiners, that is in the part of indefinite articles of determiners. So the boat entered a peaceful gulf, it means we are talking about any gulf in which our boat has entered. Now which gulf we do not know, therefore we are just taking this gulf as a noun, and we are just saying it, we are just using it as a common noun. Now we do not know the name of this particular gulf, that is why we are not using the before this. They anchored their boat in the northern part of the gulf. Again, now this is the particular gulf or the particular part of the gulf, so we are using the before it. Now let us move to the next one. Canal. They sailed through the Panama Canal, so before the name of the canals we can use the. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea to Red Sea. We took a cruise on the Air Canal or Erie Canal. So we are using the before the names of the canals. Canals are artificial waterways used for navigation. So whenever we are defining these geographical features, we are not using the before them. The boat traveled through a scenic canal. So here canal is a noun, scenic is an adjective. Therefore, we have used an indefinite article before it, which is the structure of using an indefinite article, which we are going to read in our next session. They encountered strong currents in the middle of the canal. We moved our boat near the entrance of the canal. So we are talking about particular canal. Therefore, we have used the before them. Now let us move to the next one. Whenever we talk about deserts, so we use the before them. For example, the Sahara Desert is the largest hot desert in the world. So the Sahara Desert, the Thar Desert is the largest desert in India. So we have used the before it. We explored the Mojave Desert during our road trip. The Atacama Desert is known for its extreme aridity. Deserts cover a significant portion of the Earth's land surface. So here we are talking about deserts. We are telling the qualities or defining deserts, describing deserts. We cannot use the before it. The camel is well adapted to life in arid deserts. They set up camp in the heart of the Sahara Desert. We hiked through the dunes in the southwestern part of the Mojave Desert. Dynasty, whenever we have the names of the dynasty, the empires, we use the before them. The Ming dynasty ruled China from 1368 to 1644. Khusro Khan ended the Khilji dynasty. So, Khilji dynasty, this is the name of the dynasty, we have used the before it. The Tang dynasty or the Tang dynasty is known for its cultural achievements. This is basically a dynasty of China, I think. Dynasties have played a significant role in the history of many countries. Now, here we are describing dynasties, we are defining dynasties, therefore, we have not used any article before them. The dynasty he founded. Now, here the spelling is Founded. Now, here the spelling is incorrect, maybe some typing error. So, the dynasty he founded ruled for 700 years. So we are talking about a particular dynasty that was ruled or that was founded by him. So this is a particular dynasty, therefore we are using the before the name of the dynasty or before the word dynasty. Now let us move to the next one. The Tudor dynasty included the reigns of Henry VIII and Elizabeth I. The Tang dynasty is known for its contributions to art and culture. Now, whenever we talk about empire, for example, the Roman Empire was one of the greatest empires in history. So, before the name of the empire, we use the. The British Empire once spanned the globe. The Ottoman Empire ruled for centuries. Empires have risen and fallen throughout history. So, here we are talking about empires in general. We cannot use the before it. The empire expanded its territory through conquest. The Byzantine Empire was the eastern half of the Roman Empire. During the height of the empire, the capital city flourished. So we are talking about empire. Specifically, we can use the before it. Now, whenever we talk about historical periods, age, or events, we have to use the before it. For example, the Renaissance was a time of great cultural and artistic change. The Middle Ages lasted for centuries in Europe. The Industrial Revolution transformed society. The Stone Age is divided into three periods: Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. So we have used the before the name of the Stone Age. The Bronze Age saw advancements in metallurgy. So we have used the before the Bronze Age. In the early years of the 20th century, the fashion was quite different. So we are talking about the early years. So these were the time of past. So we are using the because these are particular time. The later part of the Victorian era. Now Victorian era is the name of the time duration or the age or that particular era. So we are using the before it. Saw significant changes in society. Now historical events. Whenever we talk about some historical events, we use the before them. The American Revolution changed the course of history. The Great Depression had a profound impact on the economy. So we are talking about that particular time which saw the Great Depression, the American Revolution. That was the historical event. So we are using the before it. The signing of the Declaration of the Independence was a pivotal moment. So we are talking about the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So this was the historical event or historical moment. The Renaissance produced great works of art and literature. So we are talking about a particular duration of time, particular period of time, which is Renaissance. So we are using the before it. Now let us move to the next one. During the early stages of the war, the situation was dire. The aftermath of the earthquake was devastating. So aftermath, we are using the before because we are talking about the aftermath of the earthquake only. It means the time after something bad happened. So we are using the before these events or durations or ages or the moments. Now let us move to the next one. The Boston Tea Party, so we are talking about only this Tea Party, was a key event leading to the American Revolution. The Battle of Gettysburg was a turning point in the Civil War. So, Civil War and the Battle of Gettysburg, these are the two events, so we are using the before it. Whenever we are using superlative degree of adjective, whenever we have superlative degree of adjective, that is best, most intelligent, most beautiful, we use the before it. When you are describing something as the best, worst, fastest, tallest, smallest, or any other superlative degree, we use the before these adjectives. For example, she's the smartest student in the class. So, smartest is the superlative degree, we are using the before it. This is the most delicious cake I have ever tasted. So, most delicious is the superlative degree, we are using the before it. Now, let us move to the next one. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain in the world. Basically, it is the highest peak. It is the highest peak, not the tallest mountain. So we can use over here that is the highest peak. It was the worst day of my life. So worst is the superlative degree of bad. So we have used the before it. Now let us move to the next one. Whenever we have comparative degree of adjectives, we can use the before comparative degree of adjectives as well. How? Use the with comparative adjectives to specify a particular comparison when you want to emphasize a specific comparison among others, or when it is clear from the context which comparison you are referring to, you can use the before the comparative degree of adjective. Now this is very clear that whenever we have positive degree of adjective, comparative degree of adjective, and superlative degree of adjective, we basically use the before the superlative degree of adjectives, but we can use the before the comparative degree adjectives as well in some cases, some special cases. How? Let us discuss these words. Let us see some examples. I like this book more than the other one. So here I'm talking about the other one. So this is another thing. So I'm using the before this particular before which we have made the for which we have made the comparison. She's taller than the girl next to her. Now, I'm not using the before the word taller. In fact, I'm talking about the noun with which this person has been compared. This restaurant is cheaper than the one downtown. So, we are not using the before comparative degree. In fact, we are using the before those particular things which are being compared to that particular thing, which are being compared to the thing that is given to us. Now, let us move to the next one. Well, we can also use the before comparative degree. How? Let us see the sentence. If I say, of all the candidates, he is the most qualified one. Now, the most qualified is superlative degree of adjective before which we have used the. Among all the cars in the showroom, the is one which is least expensive. So, the least expensive. Least is superlative degree of adjective and we are using the before it. So, here also we have not used the before the comparative degree. In fact, we have used the before the superlative degree of adjectives only. But there is a situation in which we can use the before a comparative degree as well. Now let us see these sentences. I prefer the larger size. It means I'm talking about that size which is larger. So we can use the before it. She chose the cheaper option. So the one which is cheaper. So the cheaper option. So when we are selecting as well as comparing, we can use the. One more thing. This is very, very important. It often comes on in our exam. We use the before the comparative degree when the things are compared as well as selection is shown. Suppose I say A is bigger than B. Suppose something which is A and another thing which is B. I'm comparing these two persons and I'm saying that A is bigger than B. Now I'm only making the comparison between these two things, that A is bigger than B. But if I say A is bigger of the two, now I'm using two both together and I'm choosing one of them or one of the two. That is, A is the better of the two or A is the bigger of the two. It means I'm also showing the selection of that particular person between the two. So whenever I use an expression of the two, we use the before comparative degree. We use the before comparative degree necessarily if I'm using this phrase that is of the two. This is the trick. Priya is the stronger of the two girls. So we are talking about of the two girls, and before this is stronger, I'm using the preposition. Sorry, I'm using the definite article the. So this is very, very important. This is the better of the two books. So the better. Raj is the more handsome of the two boys. So I'm using the more handsome. So handsome of the two boys, and before the more, I have used the definite article the. Now let us move to the next one. When comparative degree is used as an adverb, we use the before it. For example, the higher you go, the cooler you feel. Now, higher you go, here this higher is used as a place adverb or the adverb of place. Higher you go means let us talk about mountains. So higher you go means towards the height. If you just go towards the height, you will feel cool and cool. So the higher you go means the place, the higher place. The more you get, the more you want. It means whatever you get, if you get something more, you want more and more of that. The greater the risk, the higher the profit. Now before these two uh, comparative degrees, we use the, and this is very, very important to use this the before these words. Now let us move to the next one. Use of definite article before abstract noun. It means now whenever we have abstract noun, we do not use article. But if these abstract noun behaves like you can say common noun, we use the before it. Or you can say if these abstract noun behaves like adjectives, we use the before them. Using the before a singular countable noun, when it is used as an abstract noun, it is not a strict rule in English grammar. However, there are situations where the is used to emphasize the abstract or general concept represented by the noun. The love of nature is evident in her paintings. The pursuit of happiness is a universal goal. The fear of failure can be paralyzing. So here we are making, or we are relating this with something else. So we are making it particular. We are using the before it. Now there is one more thing. The beauty of music is that it transcends language. The judge in him. Now this one is very, very important. It is asked many times in our sentences. Whenever we have abstract noun or the common noun, whenever the common nouns behave like abstract nouns or the adjectives, or they are using its adjectives, we use the before them. For example, if I say the judge in him, now we are not talking about any judge. In fact, we are saying judge in him refers to the quality of him being a judge, or his quality of the judgment, or his quality of being a judge. It means the feeling that he has of the judge emerged as he carefully considered all the evidence presented in the case. So the judge in him, it means his quality being a judge. So the judge in him means the person that is inside him which makes him a judge. That is the judge in him. So this is a common noun where in this sentence it has been used as an abstract noun. If I say the father in him, it means, for example, we call mother in him, it means we are talking about the quality of a mother. Here we are referring the father in him refers to the you can say the quality of a father which is inside him, couldn't help but feel provide as he watched sorry but feel proud as he watched his son graduate. It means the father in him, he did not help his help his son, but it made him feel proud as he watched his son graduate. The player in Virat always shines through when he is on the cricket field. So player in Virat, it means his quality of being a player. The teacher in me is always eager to share knowledge and help others learn. Now, my quality of being a teacher. So the quality which is inside me, that of a teacher. So that enables me, that makes me or insist me to share my knowledge with my students. So we can use the before it. Now, these were some sentences where we have used the before some nouns. In fact, there are many other parts where we can use the before the nouns. There are several, you can say, omissions as well, where we cannot use articles, that we have already discussed in the chapter of article as well. So these are the articles which we are using as determiners. In fact, in the next session, we are going to discuss indefinite article as well. So these were some places where we can use article the before the names or the things, or the names of some places, the names of the people, the names of anything. So we can use the before them. I hope you understood all the points. Thank you very much. Well, it is thanks to you.